Hello, hello, hello. We have had technical difficulties. For some reason, my computer stopped playing all sound and was no longer listening to my voice. We will chalk that up to Mercury retrograde. And I've been up here like fiddling back here in the background, working on stuff on the computer. And I was like, okay, yay, we get to start. And then it didn't work. I'm like, but we are here nonetheless. Hello, everybody. My name is Soraya Anikaraya. This is the Stepping into Your Primal Power webinar. I'm super excited to be here. We have some juicy stuff for you today. We're also going to finish with a beautiful ritual that I had planned. I have a list of things that we can grab that will help us really anchor in and call in this primal power and truly give us permission to activate this primal power. I'm super, super excited. When it comes to our primal power, there's a huge medicine that I've been cultivating for a long time on my journey, and it's finally time to teach this, and I'm super, super excited. Primal medicine, primal power is this earth medicine that we have all been cultivating through this awakening process. And she is asking us to bring this energy up through us. Now, when we look at, I don't have it here. Leave her alone. The double serpents in the Kundalini, I have it in my presentation. I'll show you. It is two types of power, right? It's a masculine and it's a feminine. It's very beautiful. So we're going to dive into that today. We're also going to share the beautiful ritual that I have planned. So if you'd like to grab some tools for that, I'll pull up the list here in a second. And to really, truly shed off the layers that we carry with us of anxiety, of ADHD, of any mental loops or anxieties or past traumas that we may have carried. These can really block our energy. They can truly block our frequency. They block our manifestations. And they keep us from mastering this energy that we have the ability to tap into. So I ask you for you to leave them at the door as we step into the sacred space today, and as we really unleash parts of ourselves, right? We give ourselves permission to step into a free spirit. We give ourselves permission to step into a bigger energy, into a beautiful energy, a natural energy. It's something that's so, I still haven't come up with another word. Primal is the word, and it just keeps ringing true for me. So come on in. Let's get started here. For this beautiful, I'm going to pull up the presentation. Everything's going to work now. We cleared a bunch of energy, right? We are going to not do that. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Here it goes. It's popping up. Why is it starting at the end? Why are you starting at the end? Do 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 do. Here we go. We'll just flip through them. It's so pretty. Okay, here we go. As we step into this primal power, I ask for you to truly allow yourself to release the limitations that we hold in our mind, and allow yourself to release the limitations that we hold in our energy. When our energy is full of anxiety or fear or doubt, we are like this. And it's really hard to receive when we are in that mode. And it's really hard to seriously do anything when our nervous system is in flight, fight, or freeze. And when our energy is all clutched up like this, it's hard to do anything. So I ask for you to take a couple of deep breaths as we get started here. Let's really tune in. We're going to do a little mini meditation. I do this in my personal practice, and I also share this in the beautiful shamanic breakthrough method that I will be talking about here at the end of the webinar. So yeah, let's just tune into the heart space. We're just going to take a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we're going to wiggle the toes. We're going to stretch our legs. We're going to tap into some primal power. And that primal power, she likes to move, right? She likes to flow. It's not just the sexual energy. It is this primal fucking vortex that we have within us. So I ask for you to move your feet and to wiggle your legs and to really get into your body. Move into your chakras. Move into your energy. And take a deep breath. Maybe touch your legs, rub them, bringing yourself into this present moment, bringing yourself into this present energy. And breathing in and breathing out. And when we breathe in, I want you to breathe into the roots, really down here at your hips and your womb space, and truly breathe in. I'm going to back up a little bit. We're going to breathe. We're breathing all the way from the roots. And as you breathe, move your booty a little bit to really suck in that energy. And again. Really stretch into the hips, breathing in deep. And hold it. And release. We're going to do another one and we're going to hold it at the top, breathing in really deep. And wiggle and hold your breath. Move your hips, stretch into your energy, into your primal roots, into the roots. And breathing in again. And we're going to feel the solar plexus. Breathing into the heart. Bringing the energy up. Feeling the heart open, feeling the heart activate up the throat. Wiggling the neck, stretching into your body, into your neck, into the third eye. And up to the crown. And we're going to bring our focus back down to the hips. Wiggling the hips, flexing your buttocks, the buttocks. Little playfulness in there. Really activating the core. We're going to take 3 breaths of fire. Let's do 5. 5 breaths of fire. And that's into the nose and out through the nose really fast, like this. And as we do that, we're going to flex these muscles in our womb space. And we're going to pull it up and push it out. Pull it up and push it out. And this is going to activate that core of energy. This is going to activate the roots. Ready? You ready for this? Ready? Here we go. Now it's 5. Hold it there. We're going to do 5 more. And when you get to the last breath, empty it all the way. Empty out your whole core of cores. And then inhale really fast. After you hold your breath for a minute. Ready? And hold it. And then breathe in a full breath. And that's sucking that energy up our core, sucking the energy up our roots into our body, into our essence, into our frequency. We are anchored, we are grounded, we are ready. And just feel that. We've activated the body, we've activated the nervous system, we've activated our emotional body, our physical body. Whew. Mm. Mm. Okay, who's ready? How do you feel? Now, a little bit about me. My name is Soraya. I'm a shamanic practitioner, energy master, Reiki master, healer, spiritual life coach, and I am here to truly help us break free from the wounds that we've carried from our lifetimes, from this lifetime, from our ancestors, and to help us step into our power, our human right, our sovereignty, our inner power, our goddess power, our goddess power. There is no separation, and to truly enhance our lives through our energy, enhance our lives through magic, enhance our lives through manifestation, through truly creating change in the body. When it comes to this primal energy, there is nothing else like it. And when we tap into this, it unleashes magic, manifestation, co-creation. It helps us open up our energy to connect to something far beyond anything that I can express in words. It's a beautiful frequency. It's a beautiful energy. It's a strength above all else. And it's this connection with Mother Earth. It's this connection with all of Earth's beings. And it's through the darkness. It's through our shadow work. And it's through the mindfulness and breaking through the mindfulness, through the shadow work into truly creating energy medicine. Now, when we tap into this primal power, it is very, very feminine. It has been hidden in the earth for millennia, and it has been asking and waiting to be received through us as beautiful sovereign souls. This energy is ancient, and it is asking to be seen and felt, and it is asking to be experienced. It is asking to be shared. And through this, we get to change the world with our energy, with our experience, with learning to co-create, with learning to create and step out of the matrix and step into our physical creation, stepping into our physical energy. It gives us the ability to break free from the limitations that we hold from our matrix conditioning and to truly step into our energy, step into our capabilities, our spiritual energy, our physical energy, our emotional energy, and break free from the wounds that we have been carrying for so long. And through this experience, it is the womb work, it is the root work, it is the work done in the lower chakras. And a lot of people avoid that because it's scary, right? It's scary, it's heavy, it's emotional, it's a lot. But there is no getting into co-creator mode without first tapping into this energy. There's no way around it. Hold on one second. Come on. It is being a pain in my booty. It's being a pain in my booty. Okay. Now, as we tap into this beautiful, amazing energy, let's see if I can. It's still sharing screen, but I can't seem to. Okay, here we go. It is the 13th today, and I have 13 slides, and it's just really beautiful. It's also the eclipse today, the blood moon eclipse in Virgo, and it's the first cycle that we have been stepping into for about 15 to 17 years. And it's truly bringing in this really fresh energy. And I've been initiated into the role of the healer. And this is something that I've been working towards for a very long time. Look, I can't even hide my smile. This is something that I've been working towards for a really long time, is to be able to share these things with you in a way that helps you create transformation, in a way that helps you create change in your life, healing, empowerment, magic, and mastery, right? That's what this is all about. And it happens through earth medicine. And it happens through stepping into this primal power vortex. Through this experience, we get to step into the creator role, the manifester, right? The magician. and truly learn how to use our energy, use our magic, use our medicine. Oh, it's not gonna. Okay, there you go. Use our medicine, use our magic, and we do that through healing of the trauma body, through healing the mind body and the subconscious, and bringing it into a symbiosis and bringing all of our energy back into alignment. Now, as we get started here, we're going to start the slide. It's a beautiful goddess energy, and this is something that we can all co-create. This is something that we can all tap into. We've been severely out of balance for a very long time, and this inner feminine, dark feminine energy is asking to be seen and to rise through all of us so we can create balance within ourselves again. So we can create balance in our energy, balance in our magic, balance in our mind. And it can bring us into this new frequency, and it can bring us into whole new roles as healers, as leaders, as magicians, as just humans even. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, as we get to this next slide here, for this beautiful earth magic starts with a journey to self-discovery and the path to freedom. When we free our energy, we free our soul. When we free our soul, we activate our divine primal power. This is something for all of us. This is something Jesus was teaching for a long time. Activating this inner light, activating this inner shadow, activating this inner power, and bringing it into symbiosis with your co-creation, with your human, with your consciousness, and giving you the ability to create that which you desire, to create out of thin air, right? To use the molecules, to use the energy, to use your energy to create something new, to think a new way, to dream something bigger, to have a purpose, to step into your business, to step into your purpose, to be a better speaker, a mother, a parent, a new car, a new house. Like, it doesn't even matter what it is you're wanting. This is the path to achieve that. Because when we tap into this earth energy, when we tap into our lower chakras and free this fucking amazing energy within us, we truly tap into our power. We tap into I don't even have words for it. It's absolutely amazing. So this next slide is going to show you this tools for this spring rebirth. Let's get it started here. Then we'll take a little break here, have some tea, and give you some time to get your stuff together. Now, the tools that you will need is a bay leaf or a paper to burn and to plant. We're going to do a plant ritual, right? We're going to do a plant ceremony. We're also going to burn ceremony, because when we shed it off, then we call something in new. This is the laws of the universe. When you release something, it fills up with something else. Now, in deeper spiritual practices, when we do energetic cleanses, when we clear entities, when we clear chakras, when we clear our frequency, if we're not bringing in light, anything can jump into your frequency, into your body, into your chakras, and decide to live there. So anytime you're doing any type of ritual magic, or any type of spell work, or any type of clearing ceremonies, clearing energy, clearing your mind, you must bring in the energy to plant something new within yourself. It keeps the balance going, and you become the co-creator, right? You decide what fills your temple. Conscious creation. You decide what fills your mind. You decide what fills your temple. You decide what fills you, right? We're also going to need garlic peels or garlic powder, a pen and burning bowl, an eggshell, and I mean like a half a shell. I don't have one here. You can get one later and plant it when you're ready. We can just get it ready. And a small amount of soil just to plant this. Or you can plant it outside if you're able. We're going to literally plant something new for ourselves. And this is the time to do it, because it is the springtime. We are tapping into this beautiful springtime energy. Let's stop screen share for a minute. I think it'd be easier. We are tapping into this beautiful spring rebirth energy. So guess I should have left that up for you. You can go get it. You go ahead and get your beautiful stuff. I'll have some tea, and we'll get started with the spring rebirth energy. She is just taking her time today. There we go. It is taking its time today. Welcome back. Okay, I have my stuff ready, and we're going to do that at the end of this beautiful ritual. We're going to do this at the end of this beautiful presentation. Now, as we connect this primal energy, it is really important to remember that this is our reconnection to Mother Earth. This is our reconnection to ourselves. We are so freaking embodied, or we are so out of body as a human race. It's very heartbreaking. When we are in flight, fight, or freeze, when we are in zombie mode, when we have severe anxiety constantly, when we are constantly in deep depression, we are not in our body. We are fragmented. And when we are not in our body, something else decides to live there. And it's usually a succubus or some sort of, I'm like, extraterrestrial energy. That's what came to me, which is interesting. But really, it's a lower frequency energy, and that's kind of running the show. And our soul is like back here, literally, it's back here floating around with us, wondering if we're going to step into our power as beautiful sovereign beings. And it's heartbreaking. As a shaman, I get to look around and see many people that are not in their bodies. We were at the grocery store yesterday, and this beautiful soul at the begging, she was begging. She was going so slow, and she was so numb, and she was so out of it, and it just broke my heart so much. And my daughter was like, that was so frustrating. I'm like, can't you see? She's like, what do you mean, Mom? And I'm like, if you look a little deeper, you can see how she is hurting. She's in deep pain. She's heavily medicated. I can see it in her aura and her frequency. You can see it in her. She wants to speak but can't, right? It's heartbreaking. And there's so many of us, and society just keeps giving us pills, right? That's not the answer. It's killing us, and it's killing the earth because it makes us displacent. It makes us numb, and then we have no feelings, and we are desensitized to the chaos and the sabotage and the catastrophic chaos that is happening in this earth. We are desensitized to the very thing that we need to live, which is Mother Earth, which is food, with its basic needs is love, touch, communication, togetherness, community, right? We become so desensitized from the world around us that we are lost. And I'm here to change that. But when we look at this flight, fight, or freeze response, our body is this vessel. It's a beautiful vessel, and it has all these beautiful chakras in it. But when we are not embodied, we are not in control of our energy. We're not in control of our chakras. We're not in control of our mind. And we are in mental loops. We are in chaos. We are in anxiety, ADHD triggers, trauma responses that continuously trigger us over and over and over again. And it creates this trauma loop. This trauma loop happens the same relationship over and over with a different face, right? Abuse from a work coworker that came out of nowhere, right? But it resembles something that happened 5 years ago or 10 years ago. This is our energy. This is how our energy reciprocates itself, because we are the co-creators. When we are hitchhiked out, when we are just holding on by the silver cord, this energy just continues to flow. It continues to repeat itself over and over and over again. And I can share this in a beautiful slide. Let's pull this up here. Boom, 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 boom. I wish this was a little easier. Oh, I'm in the wrong space here. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Uh-oh. And what happened? Do, 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 do. Hello, beautiful soul.
Hi.
Okay. I'm just pulling up this presentation here.
Did you start?
Is it what?
Did you just start?
No, I'm about a quarter of the way through.
Okay.
We are talking about the energy and how it is repeat cycles. Okay. When we are in repeat cycles from our trauma responses, when we are in flight, fight, or freeze response, when our soul is back here floating around waiting for us to embody it, when we're in that deep flight, fight, or freeze response and the trauma responses, living in zombie mode, we're literally letting something else live through us. It's very, very heartbreaking. Thank you for joining, beautiful goddess.
Good to be here.
Now, opening the vortex, I'm just going to skip through this because I already started and I tend to go with the flow of energy. So I'm looking for the specific slide. Here we go. Now, one of my favorite slides. What just happened? My computer. Oh, I love you. I release control.
It's me. It's me.
I'm like, what just happened? I cannot see anything. We are gone. It is gone.
I can see it.
When I started, the sound was not working. Okay, there we go. I had to reset my computer. Oh yeah. Okay. Now, when we're looking at this energy vortex, when we're looking at the roots down here, this is where we tap into this beautiful primal energy. When we are in flight, fight, or freeze response, our soul is way the heck back here doing what it does. It's waiting for us to say, yes, I want to step into this energy. Yes, I want to claim my sovereignty. Yes, I want to claim my power. When we are not in our sovereign power, when we are not in alignment, our energy is fucking everywhere. Our anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, fear, mental loops, mental struggles, self-destructive thoughts, schizophrenia, like super duper, the list goes on and on and on. And the more we avoid our power, the more we avoid this energy, the more we avoid the ancient medicine that this earth is trying to show us, the sicker we're becoming, the more disease we are calling into our body and our vessel, and the more disease we're giving to Mother Earth. She is asking for this energy to come through us. She is showing us the way. We just have to surrender and give ourselves permission to step in a little deeper. This energy is everywhere. This is a lot of, when I was just talking about at the grocery store, this beautiful soul who was in flight, fight, or freeze. It was heartbreaking. Her energy, everybody's energy frequency and code is very, very different. And when you can see that, it's very, very cool. But some of them are like crazy, and some of them are calm and shut down or very disconnected or disassociated. Some of them are super wiry, right? This is because we don't know our power. We don't know this divine primal power that we have within us. And our energy is just doing what it does, which is whatever it wants to do. It's like a wild child that has never been disciplined. It's like a wild child that has never been loved or supported. It's this wild animal, right? It's this crazy savage, and that is our energy, and it is just doing whatever the fuck it wants. When we decide, like, that was actually quite a funny image. Yeah, it reminds me of it doesn't matter. I don't want to get into that, but it's very funny image. When we tap into this beautiful primal power, we get into the beautiful roots. Now, this is our nervous system. This is the earth. This is the mycelium. We are all connected. It's very, very beautiful. But when we decide to stop living in this flippin' loop, when we decide to clear the wounds and the trauma within our roots, we get to tap into this type of energy. And this primal energy that I'm speaking of is even deeper than this. We're going to flip through for a couple more. I'm going to go back and forth through these slides because that's just how Soraya does it. This primal energy is two snakes coming up the body. It's two snakes. Where's this other one right here? There it is right here. I got to move you over. There's the Kundalini. Yes, that's a Kundalini that the ancients have been talking about for a very long time. This primal energy is a sistren to this beautiful, beautiful Kundalini energy. And it can truly intertwine itself to create true enlightenment. This is a new age. This is a new era. This is a new energy. And this is this primal energy that Mama Gaia is gifting to us. And it's through this dark feminine, maybe, but it's so much more than just that because it just is. It is this deep divine feminicity through all of us. It's asking to be born. The nurturer, the carer, the warrior, the ravisher, the wrath, right? All of that comes in this beautiful package with this other beautiful energy. It's not just Kundalini anymore. We're stepping into this primal vortex of who we truly are in our sovereign seat of power, in our sovereignty, in our God spark. It's very beautiful. I've been connecting to the Caduceus once again. We're going to get into that in a later teaching, but it shows how we can bring this sisterin energy up into this new seat of consciousness, into these new awakenings. It's not just ascension anymore. It's not just ascension. We're stepping into a whole new part of our human creation, into our soul creation, into our God spark creation, into our soul star creation. And it comes through this primal power. It comes through this deeper ancient medicine that we have birthing within us. All we have to do is give it permission and walk through these freaking powerful steps to free this amazing energy and to learn to work with it. Now, this summer, I'm super, super excited. This is the first of many that I will be sharing, but I'm also going through initiations with this beautiful energy. Me and beautiful others, like beautiful Lady Dresmin, we've been tapping into this different primal spark. In this summer, I've been gifted to share in different experiences, and I will be practicing them in my own rituals, in my own energy, so I can share them with you. It's going to be very, very exciting. But this energy opens us up to different spiritual gifts, different energy magic, lightning, air, fire, wind, rain, right? And learning to control that energy with our own sovereign hands, with our own energy, with our own frequency, with our own mind. It's very exciting. I remember a couple years ago, I was at my dad's funeral and I was so in the fucking flow. I've been stepping into this primal energy for a very long time. I was so in the flow. I didn't know that's what was going on when I was going through this healing process, I mind you. But now that I know, it's so fucking beautiful. And I was so in the flow and I started doing this rain dance. And I was in the water and I was just dancing with the water and I was flowing with the waves and it was just absolutely beautiful. I had a friend with me that time and he was pretty awake. He was a very beautiful soul. And I was just not even caring a lick in the world who was there with me. And I was just dancing with the water and I was just flowing with it. And it started to rain and we were rain dancing. We started this rain dance and it was absolutely beautiful. And he looked at me with this look like he had just seen a freaking zombie or something. Like his eyes were huge. His heart was huge. His jaw dropped. He goes, "Do you know what you just did?" And I'm like, I was just dancing. I was enjoying the water and the air and the wind. And he shared with me what he saw in energy and frequency. And I was like, wow, that was very beautiful. Now I've been able to do that with the wind, but I'm naturally an air sign. But on command, like just the flow of energy that we can experience as we step into this different frequency, as we allow this primal power to come through us, as we learn to work with our own energy code and our energy frequency in our body. Absolutely beautiful. And I will be sharing more of those things later in the summer. I'm super, super excited. It's epic. Okay, I'm like, where are we? I got so excited. I just shared this beautiful energy. It's just super beautiful. Okay, I'm going to scroll back if I can. How is this relating? How are you feeling about this? Do you have any input or any questions or anything you'd like to share? Beautiful souls.
I really love those diagrams of the physiology and the nervous system and the etheric systems that you have, because it shows the overlap and the interconnectedness between all our multidimensionality.
Yes. It's very beautiful. A lot of the different things that we've been learning, it's so cool how they're starting to come together like puzzle pieces. I could just cry. I was taught polarity therapy, and that's what we're looking at here is these different polarity points and how the energy flows through you. It goes in different directions because it creates polarity, a positive and a negative charge. And he was showing me how the polarity works in your body and how you can put how you can work with different sides of your energy to make things move and to pull the trauma out and to move the body and move the energy out of the body. And it was a very beautiful experience. And then even before that, I was into reflexology and the feet. And we have this many vessels just on our feet alone, which is so cool. And that alone is where we bring in this beautiful primal energy where we can allow this to enter us and share its beautiful wisdom and ancient technology. It's an ancient technology and it's very exciting. That being said, I'm going to the blocks. I'm a little scattered. I guess it would be me if I wasn't scattered. What blocks this primal energy? Now, this is a core teaching that I am teaching in all of my platforms that I have been working with for a very long time. I help my clients break through the traumas, the belief systems, the depression, anxiety, addiction, and to free the energy body, remove the trauma, and to open the channel to receive this primal energy. What blocks this energy is the trauma. It's one of the main hindrances that we have. Now, it's a little deeper than that as well, because the trauma that we have is co-insynct in symbiosis with the trauma in our energy from our past lives and the wounding that we've carried from our ancestors. So as we do this deeper healing work, as we step into the trauma healing part of things, it frees up the different codes in our energy, and it frees up the energy codes in our, we're going to go back to this one because it's funner to look at. It frees up the energy in the root chakra. There. Oh, it went all the way to the back. That's why I have a hard time with slides, because I go back and forth. Oh, it frees up the energy in the root chakra so we can create this new energy vortex. So we can create this new alignment with our chakras, with our frequency, with our Merkaba and our light body. The deeper parts of this trauma are the wounds that we've carried for lifetimes and lifetimes. And they are a resemblance of the direct actions that we have in this physical life. Toxic relationships, abandonment wounds, scarcity, fear, abuse, sexual trauma. All of these are a direct reflection of the energy that we've been carrying for a long time. I recently discovered a very interesting thing. So I've been praying. I go through a deep dive in the wintertime. And it's deeper than the trauma that I've experienced in this lifetime. And I was praying about it. Like, I've done a lot of my own work. I've done a lot of spiritual work. I've done EMDR. I've done so many different shamanic journeys and different healing sessions with different masters. And I was like, why do I still get super depressed in the wintertime? And this code came through, and it showed me the devastation that some of the gods and goddesses brought through with the earth. And when the sun was completely blacked out with sulfur and we all suffocated and died. And it's this, see, even just talking about it, So it's this huge, like, missing the sun, this huge scarcity within me of losing my life, losing my air, losing food and my family and the beautiful life on fucking earth. And to realize the depths of the depression that I feel sometimes in the wintertime, or sometimes when the sun is gone, is very beautiful to know where or why that comes up for me. So I can work with that, so I can heal that, so I can support my nervous system through that, so I can support my soul through that. Even looking at that memory is so heartbreaking, but so too the earth goes through its cycles to purify itself, to bring in purification for itself, for its energy, for its soul, for its life. I feel that deep in my core, and now I get to understand why I go through these cycles of depression as well. But as a shamanic practitioner, part of this darkness has been something that I have come accustomed to. We learn in our shadows. We learn in our darkness. We learn in the deeper parts of the roots, right? She is dark. Mother Earth is dark. This mulched soil is dark. The swamps are dark. The tree roots are dark. This is where we find unconditional love. To love those deeper parts of ourselves. To love the darkness. To love the fear. To love the chaos. To love the anxiety. Right? When I first stepped into this this journey, I had ADHD so fucking bad. It was terrible. I mean, terrible. I was bringing my daughter in for help with her struggles, and I was holy mess. I was a hot mess. And she was talking to my daughter, and she looked at me. She goes, I think you need to be in here more than your daughter, because I was everywhere. My therapist at that time told me that my kids need a bell to bring me back. Like, I tell you what, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. I wasn't in my body. I was running the fuck away from fear, from scary, from addiction, from trauma. I was running away from my life. I was running away from my power. I was running away from myself. And that ADHD was a side effect, right? It was a side effect of what was going on in my soul. It was a side effect of what was going on in my energy. And the side effect affected every area of my life. It was hard to hold down a job. It was hard to be a good mom. It was hard to have a relationship. Like, it was a very deep, dark time for me. It was a huge struggle. And in that moment, I was like, because they offered me these pills, right? Adderall and, you know, all the stuff that they give you. And I was going to take them because I was that bad. I was that bad. Like, my house was a mess. My house was in chaos. My yard was in chaos. Having a schedule was hard. Getting my kids to appointments was hard. Getting them up for school was hard. Like, living was hard. Like, living was hard. And in that moment, I was like, no. I listened to my higher guidance, and my higher guidance was like, no, like, there's a way through this, right? Those pills, not saying they're not bad, right? Everything has a purpose, everything, you know, whatever. But they mask those deeper symptoms. They mask that stuff that's asking to be healed. When our energy is like this, there's a reason. And when we are hitchhiked out of our body, we're not going to balance this energy and bring it into empowerment. And when it's not an empowerment, we're not in our divine seated power. We're not activating the primal fucking power that we have within us. Through these healing techniques that I share in shamanic medicine, through the healing techniques that I share in the shamanic breakthrough method, we break it down. I got 5 different pillars. Let's pull this up here. We clear the light body and the chakra vortexes. We travel through the shadow work and free the stuck energy. I'd like to touch on this a little bit. In a lot of different communities, they call it mindfulness. And mindfulness is great, but you're only putting a Band-Aid on top of the deeper truth that is asking to be seen, felt, and born within you. Mindfulness is just learning to work with the mind and calm the energy. That's great. But is it bringing you back into your body? Is it helping you feel joy? Is it helping you experience sexual orgasm? Is it helping you experience wealth or health or abundance or fucking laughter, right? I tried the mindfulness. That's where it all started for me, was mindfulness. My guide said, rip off the fucking Band-Aid and go right for the shadow work. And at the time I was like, shadow work. Okay, we're going into the shadows. It was scary at first, right? When you think of shadow work, you're thinking you're going into the shadows or dark magic or all these other things. The earth is dark. Your body is dark. When you close your eyes, it's dark. And it's light. When you sleep, it's dark. When you plant a seed in the soil, it is fucking dark. But this is where the magic happens. Because I was going to pull up that other slide. I won't go back. Because this is where the roots start. This is where our foundation starts. I don't know about you, but if you don't have a strong foundation, what happens? It falls. It crumbles. It falls apart. It reminds me of that parable Jesus used. If you plant a seed, or if you build a house in sand, it falls apart. If you build it on rocks, it blows over. Like, that's a beautiful parable, and it's so true. And what he meant was, you have to get to the foundation. The foundation is the roots, is the mycelium. It is the nervous system, and it's the lower chakras. Not saying that we're not doing all the chakras, but the lower is where we carry these deeper wounds. It's where we carry the codes of our ancestors and the codes of the earth. the codes of our deities and our God goddess energy, and the codes of God. There's so much ancient wisdom in our roots and our energy. And when we tap into shadow work, we're ripping the band-aid off of mindfulness, because we are capable of so much more. The human population is capable of so many beautiful fucking things. It's beautiful, but it's also heartbreaking, because I see the God spark in you, right? I see what you are capable of becoming. And you can choose to stay simple, or you can choose to stay in your space of anxiety or struggle. That's fine. It's beautiful. It's all beautiful. Because what we choose is our seat of sovereignty. What we choose is what we choose to stay in. We have that human right. It's our human design to have free will, which, thank you, God Goddess, because yes, Queen, we came here to experience life, not live as machines, right? Reminds me of that Pink Floyd song, right? The Machine. I'm here to help you break through the matrix and to step into your own sovereign codes and to unleash this primal magic. It's very powerful. We do that through the shadow work process. Now, I'm like, how deep are we going? I'm like, this topic was going to be about shadow work, but this primal power the thing came up, and I was like, oh my God, that's just so perfect. We're stepping into this spring energy. It's rebirth season, right? But if we are not doing our shadow work, then we are stuck in those fucking loops. Do I have it in there? Do I have to go back? I don't know if I have to. But we are stuck in those freaking loops, and we are repeating those same cycles. It's like we're continually regurgitating upon ourselves. And as me and my beautiful colleagues like to say, we get tired of eating our own shit. Because even spiritual masters still do shadow work. In fact, it's called self-care now. It's self-care. It's part of the journey, because that's how we master our own bullshit. We master our belief systems. We master our confirmation bias. We master the negative patterns in our mind and our energy and our subconscious through the shadow work practices that we share in Shamanic Breakthrough. And it is. We get tired of eating our own bullshit, so we face our own shit and we rip off our own band-aid and we sift through our own baggage, and we're like, okay, that is why I act that way. Like with the whole discovery of why I get so depressed sometimes in the wintertime. And I mean survival mode, overeating, super unhealthy. Like, where the fuck does this come from? I've done so much work. Why am I still repeating this pattern? And then to see when the earth fucking, the sulfur and the smoke and the, oh my God. I'm afraid of losing the sun. I'm afraid of losing my life in that space. I'm afraid of watching my family burn, right? That deep fear of losing so much. And it's okay. Look, I'm feeling my nervous system as we speak. It's so intense. And what do? We feel that. Because those are raw, freaking primal emotions that are asking to be felt. It's raw. It's real. It's wrath. It's rage. It's power. It's orgasm. It's love. It's laughter. There's so much, but our nervous system doesn't know the difference. So it goes. And if we don't pay attention, it turns into anxiety and depression, right? It turns into chaos. It turns into repeat cycles. We bring in love, and we allow ourselves to feel those deeper shadows. We allow ourselves to feel those deeper moments of rage and wrath, and not just feel them, we bring them out in the things that I share. We invite them in, because this is where our power is. Our power is tied up in all of that shit that we've been burying for a long time, right? It's like the in my truck, there's this cup holder by the door, and I put all the garbage in that fucking door. Bitch, sometimes it gets full. That's like shadow work. When we're not doing our shadow work, you're just shoving it into the side of the door. If nobody empties that garbage can, what happens? That shit goes everywhere, right? Nobody wants garbage all over the place. Nobody wants garbage all over the earth. Nobody wants garbage all over yourself. This is our human right, and this is our human responsibility to be sifting through our own garbage. And that's what shadow work is. So we rip off the band-aid for mindfulness. We say we go deeper, and we empty out our own garbage can. We clean out our own energy. This is our human fucking responsibility to clean out our energy, to clean out our garbage, so we can be our highest and best selves, so we can be in joy, so we can be in laughter, so we can be in wealth, so I can play with my children without the heaviness of psychoactive drugs or depressives, right? And to truly be all that you can be, not like an army statement, right? Be all that you can be. I don't know where that came from. It's interesting. But when we go through this shadow work process, it gives us the opportunity to understand ourselves on a deeper level. There again, back to Jesus' teaching. Yeshua, brother Yeshua, thank you. When you know thyself, you know all levels of the universe. It also brings me to Rumi. Rumi was so beautiful. He was so much love. When you learn all levels of self, you understand deeper layers of unconditional love, because you're loving those shadows. You're loving those weaker moments. You're loving the neurotic parts of yourself, or those ADHD moments, or the anxiety, right? It's so beautiful. I'm taking a break. I feel, tuning in. So how do you guys feel about that? Ripping off the band-aid for mindfulness and stepping into shadow work and looking at it as our human responsibility. Have you ever heard of it like that? Has that ever, so beautiful.
I've never heard of going, the way you phrase that. And I really love that deeper dive into mindfulness, because I feel like just focusing on mindfulness is very like that toxic spiritual culture of light and peace, brother man. And it doesn't allow for that deeper acceptance of, okay, we're in mindfulness, but of the fuck what?
Yeah.
Right. And so I really appreciated that uncorking of what is actually mindfulness. Well, mindfulness includes shadow work. And I also appreciated how you said like ADHD is a symptom. There is a neurological part of ADHD that is just part of being in the human experience. So I'm curious, like, how could one know the line? Of course there's going to be a fine line of when ADHD is a symptom of unresolved trauma versus ADHD as just like an aspect of certain wiring in the current timeline.
I love that. That's a great question, and it brings it back to neuroscience. There's this beautiful neuroscientist that I follow, and he was talking about, we are not deficient in Adderall. We are everywhere, right? We are wired to have more energy. We're literally wired differently. Our brain and our nervous system is wired to have and hold more frequency. The star seeds, the star beings, the higher frequency souls, that's ADHD. We're naturally wired to do a million things at once, to run a business and have a farm, right? To have 152 million animals, to run a school, right? To have a velocity of things going on at once. That is ADHD. When it becomes a problem is when we don't know where to put our focus, and the anxiety is shifted inward. And then we're in that mental prison, or in that energetic prison, where we're attacking ourselves, wondering why we're not good enough, why we can't achieve this, why I can't make appointments, why I can't do my dishes, how come I can't fold my laundry, right? It's directed inward. And there again, it comes back down to the shadow work. Is this a dysfunction, or is this an infunction, right? To internalize it and to sift through the baggage of our own garbage, per se, the shadow work, to shift through the baggage of why we're internalizing everything. That's how we sift through function and dysfunction and trauma and outward expression. I don't want to call it a healed self, because I feel like we have all experienced some sort of big trauma or little trauma throughout everybody in the world has. So when we learn to internalize and do the shadow work, we can externalize and really step into that powerful energy and use it to go do all the million things. Like, we're supposed to have a million things to do. That is sexy. That is awesome when you can do them. Right?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. How did that how was that answer?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. That was a great question. I love that. I sat in that space for a long time doing this ADHD healing process. And I think back to that therapist, and she's like, "You're the one that should be sitting in here." And I was like, "Wow, thanks a lot." But it felt that way. But I was also running from myself, and I was hiding from the shit that was going on. That energy gets so big, and we can become toxic to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm. Mm. Whew. Yeah,
Power.
definitely. And that's also the power of the shadow work experience, is to truly uncover those hidden spaces from anxiety and struggle to power and creating in chaos, right? Truly learning to create through that energy. It's very, very beautiful.
Mm.
And as we go deeper into the shamanic breakthrough method and the things that we share on our platforms, the reconnection to the body is the invitation to re-embody your light. And especially for those with ADHD, like, we have a lot of energy, right? It was so cute, dude. So I've been feeling really healthy, right? I've been doing all the shadow work, doing all the things. We were at the DNB yesterday, and it was an hour and 15 minutes in the DNB. And Soraya was in a really good mood, and I got ADHD really good. This is when ADHD is really good. I'm dancing and I'm jiving and we're having a conversation, and there's some anxiety about who I'm going to talk to or what I'm going to do as I stand there. But instead, my daughter and I, we were doing the chicken dance, and we were having good conversations, and we were like whistling and singing and dancing. I'm like, that's when ADHD is really good. I could have hyper focused and got 152 million things done at once yesterday. But instead, we were standing in the D&B. It was beautiful. But it wasn't attacking me. I wasn't in a trauma response. I wasn't in those shadow aspects, right? I was in a, what's what I'm looking for? I was thinking about mindsets and belief systems. For some reason, it's eluded me. Growth mindset versus stuck mindset, right? Everything was of service to me rather than I'm a victim of the universe, right? It's a very beautiful experience. And there was like 50 people sitting in there, and to have somebody doing the chicken dance, I'm sure it was much better than everybody going, "Oh, this is so terrible." But this is how we can use this ADHD to truly transform our lives. This is how we can use this ADHD. I'm going to stop share screen here if I can. This computer is, I shouldn't have touched it. Hold on.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Don't touch this. Dun, 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 dun. Come on. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Come on. Dun, 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 dun. This thing mysteriously downloaded onto my computer. And now it just pops up randomly whenever it chooses. But we are in Mercury retrograde, so I'm, just being patient with all that is at this point. Okay, there we go. And I can look at it and speak this way. Here we go. When it comes to that healthy ADHD versus the toxic ADHD, it's really important to remember that it's all in how we choose to act with the energy that we are given. It is springtime right now. It is eclipse season, and it is super intense energy. We are all being hit with super intense energy. It's how we choose to operate with it, what we choose to do with it. Are we allowing it to overstimulate our system and shut down and go into survival mode or fight, fight, or freeze? Or can we use these deeper practices, shadow work, breath work, somatics, like just to name a few, to work with the nervous system and work with this higher energy and create what God has wanted us to create? We are here with a higher power. We are here with this beautiful freaking energy within us. We are here with ADHD for a reason. We can multitask and multi-focus for a reason, right? Another one of my favorites is dyslexia, because big time, I've had dyslexia. Now it's not a struggle. Like, I am a badass, but I can read Greek better than I could read English. And I'm not even kidding. So my brain is hardwired for different languages, right? It's not used to a sloppy English language, and it's not used to having to elaborate that. But when it comes to my crafts, like, I can carve much better than I can draw, because drawing is very 2D for me. Like, I get lost in, I'm a 4 or 5D thinker. Like, my eyes see 4 and 5D, 3D, like it naturally sees that. So when we learn to use these diagnoses and these struggles that we carry, we learn the deeper gifts. Like, I'm a really good bone carver. I'm really, really good at it. It comes naturally. But painting, I struggle, right? I have to make it look 3D, and it's just part of the process. We are here to build different things. We weren't here to be sitting at the computer working for somebody else all the time. We weren't here to do the same thing over and over and over again. And in this society, especially here in the States, like, we are raised to be a factory worker. There's no way around that. So for us with ADHD and dyslexia or autism, like, we are programmed for something different. We're naturally wired for something different. And the trauma that we experienced in our path only enhances that, right? But unfortunately, the trauma that we have experienced in the path, in our past, makes us go inward rather than outward. So that energy is directed at, we're not good enough, or I'm not worthy enough, or I don't do enough, right? It's directed inward, and we're self-destructing rather than building something in our lives, rather than working towards the bigger visions, the bigger energy, the bigger dreams that we're here to create. So through this shamanic breakthrough method, I walk you through these different steps to not go inward, to heal the inward rather than getting stuck in the inward. Because when we're stuck in that space, that's where we continue the anxiety and the fear and the mental loops and the physical and trauma loops. And that's a normal part of this earth experience. That's a normal part of human experience right now, is these loops and these anxieties and the dissociation and the avoidance. Like, it's kind of heartbreaking, but it doesn't have to be the way it is, right? We can take our power back, and we can choose to build something, to be something, to step into this beautiful primal energy and this beautiful primal power. It's absolutely beautiful. Another thing I teach is ancient energy healing techniques to master your energy. Now, going back to that one slide where the energy was everywhere, where everybody's energy is everywhere, maybe I'll add that slide to the next one. What teaching you to work with your own energy signature, teaching you to work with your anxiety, to work with your ADHD. It's all an energy that is asking to be experienced and asking to have an outlet. When we don't have an outlet, we self-destruct. It's like we're ticking time bombs all the time, right? And through those deeper energy practices, we can learn to work with that energy and to shift it and to use it for healing or manifestation, or just be a fucking energetic badass and be a sovereign seat soul that we are here to be. Very beautiful. Another beautiful tool that I share is alchemizing the mental and emotional body. One of my deepest favorites, because this is where that energy comes from. This is where the anxiety comes from. This is where the ADHD comes from. It comes from those deeper mental and emotional, physical experiences and emotional experiences, the mental experiences that we have within us. When they are running rampant, when we were talking about that in the beginning, when they are running rampant, they're driving the bus. They're holding the show. They are the actors in this maze that we're in the matrix that we're walking. And we're just following the steps that were laid out for us. When we choose to take our power back, when we choose to step into this beautiful, amazing primal power and to do this energy work and the healing work, we uncover those little pieces of the matrix that have been encoded in our DNA. And then we really tap into this new energy. We tap into this beautiful primal energy. And we free ourselves from so so much baggage, so much baggage, so much limitations, so much bullshit that we hold in our energy that keeps us stuck, stagnant, poverty, loss, scarcity, fear, abandonment. The list goes on. I can name them all day. There's lots of them. But what are some good ones that we can call in as we do this work? What are some things that we can experience through doing shadow work, through doing mindfulness and these deeper energy practices? Do you have any, Lady Jasmine?
I love the singing in public, and it makes me think of an experience I had the other day where I was walking to the grocery store and this lady turned around and she's like, "Can you stop that?" I was like, "What, singing?" She's like, "Yeah." My joy triggered her shadow.
Uh-huh. Yes.
So humming and singing is a great way to engage with the shadow. I love to sing when I'm experiencing pain and difficulty. Like, I'm just gonna create a really silly song about it because I can get angry about it, or I can use the energy in a lighter way. It's just energy.
It is just energy. I love that. So did you stop singing?
No, I just lowered my voice.
I love that.
It was overstimulated. I don't know, but I'm not going to stop singing.
Right. Right. Well, beautiful. I'm glad that you had that experience. To be able to trigger somebody's shadow is a true gift of healing. For a long time I thought it was quite a curse, but people can't heal until they know where their triggers are, right?
Yes.
Which is maybe toxic as fuck, maybe. But at the same time, we can free ourselves from the fucking baggage that we put ourselves in. Like, we put ourselves in that trauma over and over and over again unconsciously. When we go for those triggers, we get to take our consciousness back from the subconscious, from the sleeping world, and take our power back into the waking world and choose how we function in this matrix and choose to create new codes that we are living in now. Very beautiful.
Yeah, another great way to engage with the shadow, if you're not really sure where to start, is to just sit under a tree and feel. There's something that's really like warm and inviting and like accepting of the tree energy that brings back that sensation of safety, which then allows for deeper clarity, awareness, and working with the shadow element.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Another really great way is really look at the triggers that you have experiencing in this now moment and allow them to show you something. Allow them to show you where they're coming from and why they're there. You know, very beautiful. And I'm like, it is 12:25 my time. I'm like, I think I'm like, do I have anything else to share? I'd like to pull up this one picture one more time. And let you know that the shamanic breakthrough method is one of many methods for this healing process. But when we have somebody to help us through this healing, it helps us not get stuck in our shadow work process. And it helps us move the blocks and the stuck energy a lot faster and a lot better and a lot smoother, because it's easier for somebody else to see your shit than you are. Because a lot of times we get stuck in our energy, we get stuck in our trauma lenses, and sometimes it's hard to truly see what we can't see when we're stuck in the trauma lenses. So I'm going to share this picture here if it allows me. See if it pops up something else. And if you have any questions about the shamanic breakthrough method or the deeper teachings that we share, feel free to reach out. Let's get a conversation going. I have a couple courses starting really, really soon. I'm super excited about it. And both of them are tailored for stepping into your primal power and allowing yourself to go through the healing process to activate that primal power. And I like how it's sistered with the Kundalini energy, because we've been channeling this dual snake energy for a very long time. I've been connecting to that energy, and now I understand, right? It's this new, or not new, it's this ancient primal earth medicine that is ready to be born through all of us, which is very beautiful. And through the shamanic breakthrough method and other healing methods that some of us beautiful masters have, it helps you break through the human limitations and the trauma, and move and shift the energy, clear the chakras, clear the energy body, so you can tap into that deeper spiritual gifts. So you can tap into your psychic gifts, your spiritual gifts, your energy gifts. You don't even have to use, well, they're going to come up. The gifts come up because it's part of the shadow work process. When you clear out the bullshit, the new stuff comes in. But it gives you the opportunity to step into the role as a creator, right? As a master manifester, to take control. I don't want to use the word control, to have conscious creation and to choose where you're going with this life rather than living those perpetual cycles that we can sometimes get stuck in with trauma. I'm going to pull this up one more time because it's super fucking beautiful. Just a reminder that the beautiful energy that we experience is all energy. It's all energy. And an invitation to look at it deeper than just shadow work and allow yourself to experience the energy of itself. I love this one because it's got all the chakras in there. And the dual snakes. But it's uncomfortable because it's the roots, it's the legs, it's the vulnerability, it's the sexual organs, right? It's the imbalance of masculine and feminine. So it's uncomfortable. But let's rip off the band-aid of mindfulness and step into our power as sovereign souls and use that uncomfortable energy to master our seat of vulnerability, to step deeper into that unconditional love, right? And to allow this energy to awaken us to something new, right? It's very beautiful. It's very powerful. When we step into that space, that is how we shed off those layers of not wanting to be seen or heard. And for those of us that struggle with neurodivergence and ADHD and autism and all the disses, are the disses? No, they're the empowerments, right? We're powerful. For those of us that have those past experiences, 99% of us have this deeper meaning, this deeper purpose, this deeper calling. And we have this deeper ability to tap into this energy a little bit faster and a little bit more, because we came here with a purpose. And God is like, okay, it's time to activate. It's time to activate them. We activate them through sharing these practices and walking you through this journey of healing, right? Walking you through the shamanic practices that help you master your own energy, clean out your own baggage, and to step into your primal power. When we do that, anything can be possible, which is super beautiful. Do you have any questions? Do you have anything you'd like to share?
Thank you for this really powerful hour with you, Lady Anika, and for all the wisdom that you brought in deep out.
Thank you. I'm also sharing a beautiful spring ritual. I'm super, super excited. Today is the eclipse, and it is the 13th. Today is the day my mother passed away 15 years ago now. And yeah, so I was honored and grateful to be able to bring forward this beautiful primal energy webinar and to help us kind of uncover that different type of, it's not Kundalini, right? It's not Kundalini. It's something different. It's something more. It's this balance of masculine and feminine. It's this balance of this amazing energy that's trying to come into cohesion and come into balance within us. And as we step into this eclipse, it is the eclipse today. In fact, at 1:24 my time, I'll be able to see it. I'm not sure what time that is for you guys, but as we tap into this energy, we have the ability to say yes to this power. We have the ability to say yes to our purpose. It doesn't even have to be about power. Our purpose, a higher meaning, a higher calling, joy, wealth, health, abundance, laughter. Like laughter has been a big one. I've been calling in a lot for my home. Because my children go through things just as much as we do, right? And as we do these works, as we do these prayers, as we do these rituals, these things do change our reality. It's fucking amazing. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced before because it really does work, right? It really does change the energy, the frequency, the home, the laughter. Like my youngest daughter has been real crabby. She been real crabby, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be treated that way by anybody, especially my kid. But yesterday when we went out and we were at the DNB for an hour and a half, we were patient, but we went out to eat afterwards, and we had so much laughter. Like there was so much laughter. We was like, we should probably be a little quiet. Some of the conversations we were having probably weren't restaurant savvy, but we were having a blast. And it was nice to have that laughter, right? It was nice to have that laughter. And that's something that through my experience, there wasn't always a lot of that, right? I've went through a lot of grieving. I've lost both my parents. I struggled with many shadow aspects, ADHD, anxiety, depression, addiction. Like I've come through the line of stuff. And it's so nice to bring about laughter and ease and flow and abundance. Like, how could it get any better than this? We got to go out to eat. We got tabs for the car. Like, even though it took an hour and a half, like, how can it get better than this? We brightened somebody's day by doing the chicken dance and the fucking DMV. I mean, that's awesome. And we made people uncomfortable, which is even better. Trigger the triggers, because it helps us all see where it's time to grow. So these methods really do work, and not just through my experience, but through the many clients that I've helped and the many mentorships that I've worked with, and the sisters that we all work together to really, really help each other see those different spaces where we are needing the more work, or we are needing shadows or love or inner child work, or, there's a list of things within our own different programs that we use, but it all comes back down to the same energy, right? We just teach it in a little bit different way, which is very beautiful. Yes, I'm like, and if you'd like to get started, I think I'm going to take a little break for this beautiful spring ritual. We're going to plant some seeds. I don't have the eggshell, but I figured nobody else was going to have an eggshell either, because I forgot to post on the thing what the list was, right? So, but I do have garlic peels, because we're going to do a little burn ceremony to release what we feel is blocking us in this moment. So I have garlic peels that I'm going to burn with my paper. And the list called for a paper or a bay leaf. Either is fine. We're going to burn one, and then we're going to plant one. So we're going to burn out remember what I said in the beginning, if you're clearing out any type of energy, you need to be the one bringing in higher energy or love, right? Or what you're wishing for. And it's a full moon. It's so exciting. So we're going to burn one, and then we're going to write out our manifestations, and then we're going to plant it. I'm going to plant mine in an egg, like a half an eggshell, and I'm going to put it in a pot, and I'm going to plant it in something with some sort of seed. I don't know what kind of seed. I have buckets and buckets of seed, and I haven't started any yet. So I feel like this is the week to do that. I think I'll probably have pots all over my house within the next 7 days, but that's okay. So I'm like, let's take a little break. Let's stretch. Let's stop share screen here. Do the wiggle body. I've been sitting here a hot minute. I'm going to stand up. Like, do I have everything? I have my drum. We're going to do a little drum journey. We're going to do a little cleansing to really bring up that primal energy, to really bring up that energy in our root that could be blocking us from our manifestations, blocking us from stepping into deeper power, deeper energy, or deeper love. I'm going to stand up and let's do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Ooh. Oh, and stretch. Oh, yes. The background is absolutely perfect for this, I think. Movement is a huge part of our practice. It's a huge part of something I share in all of my platforms, because it really helps us shake out all of the bullshit that we have in our bodies and our energies. In the shamanic breakthrough method, we go a little bit deeper with swamping. And if anybody has any questions about what that is, feel free to ask in the comments or on the replay. Glad that it's called swamping, because it's literally cleaning out the swamp stuff that we have within our energy, or else we become the swamp thing. If you don't have garlic peels, you can use garlic powder. Garlic was the one to come through today, and I thought that was really interesting. The energy is very high. It's very beautiful. Okay. I'm going to have my fan out today. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Yes, yeah, I'm going to bring the singing over here. I don't know what I'm forgetting. Am I forgetting something? I don't know. That's okay. Okay, so I'm going to do the singing bowl just a couple times. I know you can't really hear it on the camera, but that's okay. I can feel it. I will send you those good vibes. I'm going to take a breath and I'm going to get reconnected here. I'm going to bring the energy into my feet and get grounded again. Remember in the beginning, we shared a very beautiful primal power breath work meditation. It was super quick. It was like 5 minutes, really tapping into that primal energy body. It was very good. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to connect and wiggle our toes. We're going to reconnect to Mama Gaia. Breathing in love. And now gratitude. Gratitude for our breath. Gratitude for this beautiful space we're in. Gratitude for this amazing full moon eclipse. Gratitude for each other. Gratitude for our shadows and our triggers. But they teach us. They teach us. Gratitude for our struggles. Because they help us see when our good moments are even better. Gratitude for our struggles and our blocks, allowing them to show us where we can stretch past our limitations or our mindsets. Gratitude for our bodies in whatever condition they feel they're in, inviting you into wholeness. For you're beautiful in every inch, every cell, you're beautiful, and you are welcome here. Inviting you into this beautiful sacred space, allowing you to be in presence. In all of your shadows or fears, in all of your doubts and anxieties, we accept you. We love you. We are you. Breathing in gratitude for all aspects and all parts of ourselves. And calling all into perfect energy. And breathing into the feet. Calling in remembrance. Calling in remembrance of the light, the sage. What are we remembering? We're asked to remember our truth. Our truth? What do you mean our truth? What is true to you? What is true to your heart? And how can we shed off that truth through the mindset shift, through letting down our boundaries, letting down, well, it seems strange to say boundaries. Those walls that we've created to protect ourselves, yes. Boundaries are good. The walls are bad. But they keep us hidden. So inviting us to see those walls that we've put up and those insecurities or those vulnerabilities or those spaces where we felt that we need protection. We're going to call them forward as I burn the sage, as I smudge, as I fall in the higher light. Be present for us now as we prepare for this beautiful ceremony. Letting us see our boundaries. Spaces where we've been rigid in order to protect ourselves. Allowing ourselves to release the rigid parts of ourselves. And bringing in that softer protection, letting our masculine protect us, letting our feminine melt into our masculinity. Knowing that we are safe in our light. We are safe in our primal power. We are safe in our power. And we are invited to call that power forward. We are invited to be present with that power. So as we call that power forward, in that space of rigid boundaries, or the walls that are too tall for people to come in and reach you, call in that space. That beautiful primal goddess has been seeking sovereignty, has been seeking to be seen, to be heard, who has been sending out the heart codes for her tribe, for her sisters, for her brothers, for her partner, for her clients, for her purpose, calling her forward, seeing her heart as it's singing to be seen, as it's singing to be seen, hearing the song, the soul song. Is it your soul song? Are your heartstrings ready to fall? Are they pulled so tight that they're not letting anything in? Are your walls so tall that love hasn't been able to reach you? That core, that love, that innocence, the vulnerability, the goddess, the god, primal light, the darkness, that place of insecurity, that seat of power is wholeness. What are those insecurities? Are you afraid to be seen? Do you fear betrayal? Or ego? Death? Maybe you get taken advantage of, or being judged or ridiculed. Allowing those insecurities to come forward. For they are shadows. And they bring an energy. They bring a lesson. They're teachers. Messages from the soul. Messages from the past. We allow them to lay at our feet. Can you see them? They put scars on your heart. They've pulled the heartstrings so tight nothing can enter. Can you see them on your feet? Picturing a piece of paper there. Is there something written on the paper? Maybe we're afraid of being burnt at the stake. Maybe we're afraid of being stoned for our beautiful primal magic. So we build walls around ourselves. We're inviting those walls to come down. We're going to put ourselves upon the stake. We're going to hold our own stone. We're going to put ourselves upon the cross, as we have done so many times before. For it's not a fear of being burned. It's a fear of being seen. For we were burnt because they didn't see. They didn't see the light. They didn't see the magic. They were afraid of the magic. They were afraid of your power. They were afraid of the healer that you were. They were afraid of the magic that you wielded, the plants that grew for you, the fire that burned for you, the birds that sang for you. They were afraid of the love that flowed for you, that bowed for you. They were afraid of the wielding of that love. For anybody with that much love is far too powerful to be in our world, they said. So we can hear those thoughts. We can hear the ridicule. And we tucked our power away. Every time we were stoned, every time we were burnt, every time we were ridiculed, we tucked it away deeper and deeper. We're inviting that power out. We're inviting the ridicule. Let it be seen. We're inviting the fear. We're putting ourselves upon that stake. You cannot fear us anymore. Put those insecurities there. We tucked away that power. We tucked away that love. For they were afraid of your love. The love that you felt for the earth. The love that you felt for them. How could you love me, they said. How could you love me when I've sinned in such a way? How can you love me when the earth is burnt? How can you love me when it's caused so much pain? I'm not worthy of your love. And we say, yes, you are. And they fear that. But the birds sing for you. The fire burns for you. The love flows for you. So we call that love forward. And we call forward those shadows that felt unworthy. Because you are worthy. In unconditional love, all is worthy. In all of your darkness, all of your insecurities, all of your weakestness, all of your weakest moments, all of your anxieties, depressions, ADHD triggers, your fears, all of them are worthy, for they are you. And they are love. And they are worthy. So we call them forward. And we put it upon the stake. This time we're going to light our own fire. It's our fire that we light. It's our permission to burn. It's our permission to be seen. It's our permission to let down the walls and to burn the rigid boundaries that kept us hidden. Our permission to be the wild heart. Our permission to be the healer, the magician, the healer, the sage. Our permission to be earth. Our permission to be love, to feel love, an orgasmic love that we feel with all things. That pleasure. How dare they? How dare you? They said. because they were afraid to feel that love. So we light the stake. We light the fire under our own feet. We ignite our own fire. To ignite our primal power. To awaken that love in the earth. To awaken that love within us. To burn the rage. To burn the ridicule. To transmute. To glorify. To transcend. To release. To surrender. To submit. Releasing. Sianate, si tiam tia si tia nana. Siam tirote tia omna de tia si yo tiana. Permission to burn. Permission to ignite your own fire. Permission to love. Permission to be. Permission to see. Sum tiam siam tiana e si shitia. Feeling the earth beneath our feet. Seeing that piece of paper once more. Does it need to be burnt? Do we have blocks? Do we have fears? Do we have walls so high nobody can reach you? Letting down those walls. For you are safe in love. For it is time, it is the season, it is the lifetime to ignite that flame. It is the lifetime to ignite that passion. It is the lifetime to ignite that healer within, the magician, the sage, the magi, the primal power, the truth, the love, all else but love. Permission to feel that orgasmic love in all things. And the feeling of the wind, the taste of water, feeling of a lover, feeling of the earth, smell of a flower. Oh, the orgasmic love that we feel in all things, letting down that fear. For they're ready to see your wholeness. They're ready to see you love fiercely. The world is ready to see you love freely in all areas, in all aspects. What is blocking that love? See it written on a piece of paper. You see it? See the letters form. Beautiful. Inviting the deeper meaning. Inviting the soul to shed off its layers with the season of the snake. Season of the witch. Season of the healer. It's time to rise once more. Beautiful. See it written there on the piece of paper. What is blocking your love? Is it a feeling? Is it a fear? Is it a doubt? Is it grief? Is it loss? Oh, ooh, it's rough. but knowing that this too is love. It's all love. Bringing it forward, grabbing the paper, allowing yourself to let down the walls. Now see another piece of paper. What is the seed you want to plant? Releasing it into the smoke. Releasing it into the fire. Calling it forward to be seen as its own entity. Your doubt, your fear, the loss, the lack, the grief, whatever it is. See it as an entity. It's a person standing before you. Hello, you. Hello, doubt. Hello, fear. Reaching out to shake its hand, for it's taught you many things. Giving it homage. Giving it love. Accepting its fear. Accepting its lower frequency. Accepting its shame or doubt or grief. Accepting its loss. Accepting its unworthiness. And then inviting it to see over the wall. Holding the hand of that doubt. Looking up at that wall. Huge fucking wall. Why? For protection. Looking up at the wall, inviting in the look on the other side. What's on the other side of that wall? What is that vision? What is that purpose? We are the conscious creators. On the other side, showing doubt, showing fear, showing that person in front of you, that version of you, showing her what's on the other side of that wall. Help her ease that fear. Help her release those bonds. Yes. Sumdia se ona no tuturutia. Da to tu ya to. Picture it. What is that new world that you see? Are the people throwing stones at you? If they are, what is your reaction? Are the people judging you? What is that fear that you have? What is that fear? See that fear happening. Allow it to be. Picture it. Feel that hurt. It's a past life memory. It's a code that is ready to be released and healed through your body. Feel it. Let it be. Now inviting all of those stones that they've thrown, stakes that they put you on, the pain that they put you through, seeing them grow like vines. Seeing it all grow like vines. Whew. See them grow over the wall in love. Still holding the hand of your doubts. Showing them that, look, out of fear, love grows. Out of doubt, love grows. Out of loss, love grows. Showing your shadow that. Yes. Here come the vines. They're growing over. Ooh, yeah, say shit. Yes. Letting love grow. And as they grow, they're putting holes in that wall. For you've already faced that fear. Who cares if they judge? You've already felt the feeling. You've already felt the loss. You've already felt the decay. You felt the fear. You felt the ridicule. You felt the stones. You felt their fear. And you carried it this whole time. Allowing the vines to grow through the walls. Yes. Putting holes in the walls, watching it crumble. You have become your own tower moment. You're releasing your own tower. Laying down the walls that have been guarding you all this time for lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes. 333. Whew. Rise. Letting the light in. Wow. Letting the sun in. Letting the sun in. So the walls have come down. They're growing now with flowers and vines, hibiscus, jasmine, lavender, rosemary, sage, mugwort. Seeing the herbs. They're being reborn from the earth. Now that you've let down your walls, you have permission to grow beyond the walls. Oh, they can't contain you anymore. Look at the growth. Look at the herbs. How beautiful. Thank you, Plant Kingdom. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, Stone Kingdom. Thank you, Animal Kingdom. Thank you, Human Kingdom, for helping me face my fears, for showing me where I felt weak, for being afraid of my love, for I no longer am afraid of my love. My love is pure. My love is strong. My love is orgasmic. And I have permission and the sovereignty to feel it and act upon it at my own free will. I can be magical. I can be all loving. I can love the sun. I can love the plants. I can love you even in your shadows. I can love me even in my shadows. I can have orgasmic love. I can be magical because I'm in my sovereignty of power and I'm not afraid. And what's it look like looking back over that wall with doubt still in your hand, holding your hands with doubt and fear? Are they afraid still? I'll bet you they feel free. Looking over that wall, what's on the other side? It's not there anymore. Look at all that adventure awaits. Oof. You look back at doubt. You share some words. What do you have to say to doubt and fear? Loss or lack or grief? Share love with them. What words do you share? Turning back to you on the stake. Look at all the vines growing through the stake. The stones are covered with vines. Your feet are covered with vines. Everything is growing. It can no longer contain you. You have permission to grow. Not just permission, a duty. To feel that love and to grow that light, to grow those vines. Mm. Mm. Beautiful. Mm. Returning to that seat of growth, seeing it's a throne now. The vines have grown into a throne. You're invited by the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom and Mother Earth to sit upon that throne. Mm. Yes, Queen. Sit upon your throne. The walls are down. The ridicule has been purified. The judgment has been purified. The fears have been cleansed in love. Sit upon your throne. What do you see? Bringing all that energy in for your growth, for your love, for you. Wow. Calling it in. What do you see? Feeling that energy in the body, sitting in your plan, sitting in the growth, sitting on your throne. What do you feel? What do you see? What shifted for you? Inviting you to write. Inviting you to share. That's good feedback.
That was really beautiful. Thank you for that. I was preparing lunch while going through that practice, and I was like infusing all the blessings into my food and also visualizing that nourishment of empowerment in all beings who eat from Mother Earth.
Beautiful.
And when you were talking about, in the past they threw stones, what came to me was them throwing flyers. That's interesting.
Oh, nice.
Flowers and like money.
Yes.
Like bouquets of bouquets of money and bouquets of flowers and like fruit bouquets. And I was like, everybody stop throwing bouquets. You need to set them down or on the table or you're going to crush the flowers.
Beautiful. 111.
Yes, 11:11. Throw me bouquets of flowers and place bouquets of fruit and money on my feet. Anoint me with oils. The divine that is you.
I love that. That's a beautiful mm-hmm. Beautiful. I like that. I'm gonna borrow some of that. Mm. Oh, beautiful. All right, I'm gonna write some of those down so I can release them in the fire.
It was really interesting that you were at the beginning of your ritual and you were talking about fire and purification. It was like really sunny here. And then when the frequency shifted to like receiving our blessings, it started pouring a rain.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let it rain. That's how the water loves the earth, is it blesses it with rain. Mm.
It's a deluge out there.
I thought it was interesting that they were afraid of your love. It wasn't your magic that they feared, it was the love that you felt for everything. I thought that was very beautiful.
Because love includes forgiveness, and people have a hard time forgiving themselves.
Mm.
Power is easy, forgiveness is not.
Mm-hmm. And the worthiness of them accepting that love in return.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh my God, this food is so delicious, infused with prayers.
Beautiful. Oh, I'm writing my doubts to release them in the sacred fire.
Yes, 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 yes.
Mm. Mm. I'm glad the walls came down and everything started growing into the beautiful throne. That was just absolutely beautiful with flowers and herbs everywhere. Mm.
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
Beautiful. Mm. Mm. I'm safe in the seat of power and love. That was nice. I never understood it quite like that before. But all things are love.
It makes me think of a song I wrote a few years ago that goes, "It's all love for a calling for love. It's all love. It's all infinite love. It's all love. It's all infinite love. It's all love or a calling for love."
Mm. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, wow. Cool. Hmm. Okay. Yummy. Okay, and whenever we're ready, we can grab our burning bowl and our garlic pieces. Our garlic powder works as well. Garlic is a purifier, it's a cleanser, it removes toxins and parasites, and it's a great antibiotic. Garlic is amazing for so many things. So we are purifying with garlic. Now, every time I go into a high level chakra clearing, I eat a lot of garlic, and then I fast and drink onion water and bananas, which is really a thing. And then I go into a further fast, and it totally purifies the chakras. It's very interesting. Onion juice. So we're going to hold our garlic peels or our garlic powder, and we're going to ask it to purify those fears, those doubts, those toxicities or parasites, the sickness or toxicities that we may have within us or around us, the fears that we have in our life, maybe our blocks, whatever we feel is standing in our way, holding up that wall, allowing that all go into the garlic. Mm. And making a bed of garlic for you to burn your paper upon. I couldn't find my bay leaf, so it's okay. The bay leaves is for calling in those witches. Yes, bay leaf. Thank you, Mother Bay. Mm-hmm. Really holding the paper, allowing yourself to see it as a love or growing for you or blessing you. Seeing the money and the flower bouquets being thrown at you. Yes. Seeing those doubts grow into love. Bring Holy Spirit, universe of love, light, of shadows, and chaos. I invite you to receive these doubts, these fears, and these blessings all tangled up in one, as they are whole, as they are love. We ask for forgiveness. We ask for light. We ask for clarity, purification within and around us. May all energies within us be cleared and cleansed as we clear this beautiful energy, as we clear the witch's wound, as we clear the things that have been holding us back for a millennia. We clear them and grow them in love. We ask for you to receive them and transmute them as you see fit. Thank you, beautiful universe. Thank you, Lord and Lady, our goddess. And so it is. I hope it smells like garlic. I did a spell. I was looking at my book of shadows here, and I did a ceremony a while ago, and I used pepper to burn. I learned my lesson. We don't burn pepper. It made me burn. It was hot. It was a really good spell though. I never had to use pepper again. Mmm. Beautiful. Let me take another small piece of paper. This one's going to go in our eggshell so we can plant it. But it doesn't have to be large. In fact, the smaller, probably the better. Oh, it's a little small, but it's a little one. Seeing it be gone with the smoke. And then that thing that you want to grow, what is that thing we want to grow? Hmm. Roll it up. My daughter's going to bring me an eggshell just so I can show everybody. What a beautiful experience. Hey, I'm probably going to do a whole lot of these, I think. A great thing to plant in these eggs when we do them is herbs. Something that you can grow in or around your house or put them by your front door or back door to protect the space and to call in those blessings. Basil comes to me. Rosemary comes to me. Basil's really easy to grow though. So, yes. Does it need to be a freshly cracked egg? Yes. Okay, so, okay. Like the shell. Well, yeah, but there's eggshells in there that are already cracked. Oh. But I can crack any egg you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's fresh. Oh, no, that's perfect. I'm going to do these with my kids later today. It'll be fun. And it's just a half a shell. Super cute, super fun. We're going to fold up our piece of paper and we're going to put it in there. And then we're going to plant the seed in there. And then once the seed is about an inch long, once it grows about an inch, inch and a half, then you can put the whole thing right in the planter because it's biodegradable. It's very, very good. And that is it. Is our beautiful seed blessing cleansing ritual. Thank you. Are you enjoying the sun, kitten? Look at your cat. Always something new, always something fun when we're doing these beautiful rituals because it goes with the energy of Mama Gaia. It's so beautiful. I'm going to put this in my sage bowl for now, and then I'm going to put it downstairs and do the dirt thing because I think my kids and I are going to do quite a few, I think. Yes, Queen. I want to put one more thing on there. Yes. Beautiful. Is there anything you'd like to add? Anybody? Any questions? Comments? Would anybody like to share what they're planting?
I have the eggshell right here, and I need to go find a seed. I am seeing one. I have seeds all over the house somewhere. And it makes me think of an egg ritual I did a few years ago. But when I was seeing what I'm planting, I was seeing the first foundation for the temple
Nice.
that I've had visions that I will be building and stewarding. So whatever and everything that it takes for that to happen, just releasing the how and the what, and just seeing that first foundation on the earth, that first stone in the center,
Yes.
sitting on top of a chalk or a sand drawing of Metatron's cube.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I was just telling the kids about the school that we're creating.
Awesome. Legacy.
Teaching them love and business and finance and energy medicine, energy magic, shamanic
Self-love.
teaching our children to care for all parts of themselves and the world around them as the beautiful stewards that they will become. Stewards of love, stewards of light, stewards of the earth. As the people are now waking to do the same, finally. Calling in earth healing, global healing, peace, energy medicine, magic, and love. To the temple stones that will be laid, to the villages and the communities that are being born. Beautiful. To the strength that we're building to come together in unity. To the strength as we are facing our own shadows and going through our own processes. Beautiful. Opening to receive, releasing the heartstrings, opening for that love, opening to receive. Beautiful. And with that, closing out sacred space. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, guides and angels. Brother Melchizedek. Thank you, the energy of the north, the white buffalo, the owls. Thank you, the energies of the west, the turtle, the water, the bear. Thank you to the energy of the south, the snake, the phoenix. Thank you to the energies of the east, the hawk, the angels. Connecting back to Mama Gaia. Thank you, Mama Gaia. Thank you for you, beautiful souls, here and on the replay. Thank you for the love. Thank you for showing up today, breathing today. Thank you for loving today. Thank you, body. Thank you, soul. Thank you, breath. And gratitude. Gratitude, we close out the sacred space. So grateful for connection and community. Grateful for love and new friendships and new networking. Grateful for light. Grateful for family, homes, communities. Grateful for my body today, Great Spirit. Grateful for my ancestors. Grateful for my mom and my dad. Grateful for love. With that, blessed be. Beautiful. So fun.
So beautiful.
So fun. Well, beautiful souls, those on the replay, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for participating in this beautiful spring rebirth primal webinar and the ritual to really tap into that primal power and release ourselves from those things, those deeper things in our heart and our energy that could be keeping us from our fullest potential. Thank you for showing up today. I hope you dance in the sun and feel this beautiful eclipse. I hope it brings you freedom and freedom from poverty and stepping into wealth, health, and abundance. I hope it brings you laughter and joy and freedom from the lesser things that could be blocking you. Loving you. Mwah. We will see you soon.